rupee has shed its gains and has weakened to a fresh 11-month lows. General strength in the dollar continued to impact the local currency. Poonam Sani from the research desk is here with all the details what is impacting the currency market. Poonam?
Well, the rupee has shed its earlier gains. It is down nearly 28 paise and it has closed at 11-month lows. Clearly, the strength in the dollar has been impacting the rupee. Also, that the weakness in the euro and general weak global sentiments have impacted the rupee. Also, dollar demand from the oil refiners has impacted the rupee, and rupee remains the second worst performing Asian currency on a 5-day basis. However, do watch out for the global cues that may have a bearing on the rupee. Also, dealers state that the rupee weakness is likely to continue in the near term because of the pressure on because of the concerns on the high current account deficits, and also do watch out for any policy measures by the Reserve Bank of India or the government to support the rupee. And also analysts do state that RBI is likely to intervene if at all the rupee touches 57 to the dollar levels.
Thanks for that, Poonam. Let's get in another expert on the show. Satyajit Kanjilal, CEO at Forex, joins us. Mr. Kanjilal, how are you really looking at the rupee in the near term, which is almost negotiating 57, as far as today's session was concerned?
Hi. As your commentator just mentioned, that the rupee strengthened in the early part of the day, and then it started losing out as the day progressed due to some extraneous demand, we feel, which was basically some part of the month-end buying that had not been done. So we are not attaching too much importance to this weakness that we saw yesterday. And while the bad news has already been discounted, the changes in the global environment and of which India is a very integral part, I think will impact the rupee going forward. I feel that with the euro going higher now, let's say it was at 128, now it's at 131 as we speak, and clearly the risk-on mode is there in the markets, and this will encourage the dollar sellers to come in. And there is a change obviously from the last time to now, because you've seen all the riskier assets are not going up, like the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, gold, oil, for what have you. But the basic theme is that the euro versus the dollar index and the rupee, the equation will hold, I think, where the euro strengthens, the rupee also strengthens. So therefore, we feel that going forward, maybe 57 should cap, and the range that we might see is for this week is, there will be tension obviously on Friday with the payrolls data coming after the market closes. So let's say between 56.05 to 56.85 should be the range this week should hold overall.
So you too indicate at 57 as a worst case scenario, but on the dollar index you touched upon, what is the kind of level are we looking at in the near term?
Well, I mean, the dollar index has closed on 2 consecutive days below key support close to 80 to 75. But our feeling is that if this support is taken away decisively by, let's say, another 30 pips, and there is a close below 52.50, let's say, I think then it would be confirmed that we have at least a short-term downturn in the dollar overall against the basket, and it might even target 80 in that case. So if you see the charts, you find that they are like mirror images, the rupee and the dollar index. So that reinforces our belief that the rupee may be at its worst, but this could be the last stages of his misdemeanor.
Vijay, would you concur with that view that probably rupee may be setting up for a rebound, and perhaps 56.80, worst case scenario 57 could be the price to watch out for?
I'm sorry, I don't really concur completely with that point of view, because I have been a dollar bulls for many weeks now. I still think there is some juice left in the USD INR. And as far as the strength in the rupee is concerned, I think in the absolute near term, 56.10 to 56.20, I'm talking of the currency derivative segment, prompt month futures, rather than cash. And 56.10 to 20, I don't mind getting my toes wet on the long side. If it appreciates beyond that level to 55.40 or something, I might just want to get a bigger bite onto the long side and wait for the USD INR to go either close to the 57.25, 57.30 or past it, because this time around I think there is a fair probability that the USD INR will test new highs.
All right. Just hang on there, gentlemen. An important data point for the commodity markets have just come in. The US ADP employer services data has come out at 1.35 lakh jobs have been added in the month of May. The consensus was much higher, around 165, 170 thereabouts. Satyajit, would you respond to that? How do you think the commodity markets globally would take to that data?
Well, I mean, obviously, a lower data means that the Fed would have more elbow room to continue in its, QE3 program policy. So it could be kind of a precursor to what we are going to see on Friday. So, I mean, obviously, the real number is from Friday. So, obviously, commodity prices, when we see this, is not going to be very happy because if there's no traction in the US economy, commodities can't go higher. So that's the long and short of it from what I see.
That's correct. Interesting day. It will turn out to be tomorrow as well. Let's see how the global equity markets also respond to it. It's just come out, so too early to see the impact on commodities alone. All right, gentlemen, thanks a lot for joining us.